super excited to meet with you all today. We are going to cover some new strategies, tips, and tricks as to how we can feel our best self from the waist up. So let's just say hips, upper extremity, shoulders, neck. I've had a lot of you who have reached out since we covered a topic here in the last month about using the vibrating platforms, the whole body vibration platforms, with a foam roller that does not vibrate. If you have been with LifePro for several years, you know that LifePro actually already makes a vibrating foam roller. And so when you combine vibration with soft tissue work at home, you get a much different experience. And what's really cool is there's a different way. If you have these really long, these are 36 inches long, this one is a neurological sensitivity type foam roller. So for those of you who have a lot of aches and pains, are super sensitive to touch, autoimmune disease, just really flared up and feeling pain, whether it's short-term or long-term, these sensitive, like nerve-based foam rollers are quite a bit different than these that are hard and rigid and don't have any bend to them. So you can use either style on any one of our vibration platforms. Today, I'm going to be featuring the Rumble X Plus, which is the one that I'm sitting on. And then I've got the Waver Mini, so that those of you who have just your basic entry-level whole body vibration platform at home, I can show you how you can utilize your foam roller in combination with a basic platform, the Waver Mini. And then behind me, I have the Rumble X Pro, which has got more of a curve to it. And those of you that happen to have a curved platform at home, it gets a little tricky when you're using a vibration platform with a foam roller, and if you have the curved platform, mainly because we are used to being more on a solid surface with foam rolling. So I will show you how you can equalize out, you can smooth out the surface of your platform if you do happen to have one that's curved, so that you can still use the foam roller in combination with vibration. This all started about a month ago. I was working with a client here in my gym, and we were trying to find ways to provide him self-care strategies at home in overcoming scar tissue as it related to breast cancer and other abdominal surgeries. He developed a lot of scar tissue, and when it comes to pain management and how our body reshapes itself, regenerates itself, a lot of what our body does with scar tissue is it compensates. And so when we get compensation of movement, because there's adhesions and there's gunk tissue, not allowing the muscles to shorten and lengthen, to twitch, which gives us the ability to move, we only have control as a therapist with that individual while they're in the building, and then they go out and they live their life, and they might feel great when they leave, but then they go back home and they go to sleep, and within 4 or 5 days, they don't feel the same as they did when they were here. So this kind of strategy came about in trying to find a method or a system of exercises that this individual could use at home. And then right after that happened, I had a elite performing athlete, a softball player that came in that was dealing with some spinal stress reaction, a lot of aches and pains. And so I attempted to use kind of the same strategy with her, and it worked, and she loved it. And I thought, man, we got to share this with everybody else, because most people might not realize that you can use a foam roller on a vibration platform, and it doesn't matter whether it's a LifePro vibration platform or whether it is one of the others that is out there. Maybe you've gotten one as a hand-me-down, and you're just in you're interested in this video as an opportunity to see how you can combine two different types of what we call modalities or therapeutic applications, therapies, if you will, different techniques and strategies. When you combine two at the same time, you get like profound results. And those of you that have used the BFR bands with me in the past with the vibration platforms, you get two types of technology, two totally different types of outcomes, merge them together, profound, you get all of it with the same amount of time. So that's what today is about, is just showing you how to use a foam roller, of whatever foam roller you might have at home. Maybe you don't have one yet. These can be bought on Amazon. The link will be provided. They run about $45. These are commercial, professional, rehabilitation-based foam rollers. So these are not your junk foam rollers that you just happen to buy at the $10 section at the Value Market or wherever it is you get your foam roller. But these are specific to people who are in pain, who have fibromyalgia, MS, been through a surgery, and you're just wanting to relax, calm down that nervous system into that parasympathetic state, because when we are in the parasympathetic nervous system, that's when our body restores itself, that's when it repairs itself, that's when you lose fat for fuel, that's when we recover, that's when all of the healing happens. The sympathetic nervous system is when our body is go, 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 go. It's in a constant state of fight or flight. And so when we're in a constant state of fight or flight all the time, we have to be able to try and figure out how to manipulate the nervous system so that we're able to get the best of recovery possible. And foam rolling is one way to do that, and vibration is another way to do that. It's an easy way to get our body fluid and flowing in motion. What I want to explain to you, what is the difference between a foam roller, a massage gun, and the vibrating platforms. Our connective tissue is kind of made up like a sponge, and our sponge is full of gunk. And so in order for the sponge to be able to revitalize, fill up with fresh fluid, and transport nutrients and cells and molecules and all those wonderful things that make our body work the way that it works, when our body becomes more stressed and under tension, we create more adhesions. We call these like trigger points, adhesions. Some of you might call it cellulite. But we have a way of being able to wring out that sponge, wring out that gunk in our body so that our body can reshape and move more efficiently, but also at the same time, it can also refuel with the hydration and with the fluid that is healthy and that has all the good transporting properties in order for us to feel at our best. So, that being said, I'm going to be demonstrating here. This is all upper body specific. Last time that we covered this, I just covered it as a whole. Today, we're going to be very specific to upper body. And so if you are struggling with headaches, with shoulder pain, mid-back pain, there's if you're an athlete and you can't open up here across the chest line because you're hunched forward or we're driving, these are all things that we're going to cover today. And I'm going to try and keep it very simple so that those of you who are watching the video at a later point don't have to go through this whole sequencing of things. You can just go straight to the point. So when it comes to understanding the science and technology as to how this is possible for us to manage ourselves and feel great at home, go back to the last video that I did, and I talk about all of that as it relates to connective tissue, fascia, adhesions, scar tissue, all that good stuff. Hormones, and how pain is generated when we are typically a little more stressed. So this is a great series of exercises that you can do first thing in the morning when you're rolling out of bed in order to kind of jumpstart your day. It's a great set of exercises you can do at the end of your day when you're trying to like calm down the nervous system, trying to shut the brain off and drift into a nice deep sleep, which is when our body repairs itself. Or you can use it in the middle of the day just to jumpstart some things. So if you're trying to loosen up, feeling a little tight from sitting at the desk, driver, trying to just trying to feel better. You can do this any time of the day. Doesn't have to be pre-workout, post-workout, pre-therapy, post-therapy, early in the morning, evening. You can do it anytime. There's no rules on that. You're going to see, so yesterday I got to have some of my own personal therapy done. So you're going to see all of the dark circles on my back. Those are not from foam rolling. Those are from cupping and acupuncture. I went and got all that done yesterday. So today, I'm actually very sore today. I had a headache all day, had a headache all day yesterday. Why does that happen? It happens because when our body releases junk, toxins in the garbage disposal system of our body, our lymphatic system is what we call that. When our body releases that stuff, it has to mobilize it through our lymphatic system so that we can eliminate it. We eliminate it through sweat, through urination, through bowels, through our skin. Our skin is our greatest detox organ. And so what you got to remember, when your body is trying to eliminate all those bad things that are breaking our body down, creating more strain and stress in our body and kind of slowing recovery down, when those things start to become more managed naturally with our body, when we release using vibration and foam rolling, you might be a little sore, you might get a headache, you might feel a little off in your tummy, you might be using the bathroom more frequently, you might be like feeling like more like a slug, like, oh, I just want to like do nothing but just chill. That means the body is working in your favor. That means the system is cleansing itself, it's pushing stuff out, It is trying to regenerate, so don't fight that. I often get contacted from people after doing cupping, massage, this kind of stuff. If you get on the vibration platform for the first time and you're not used to it, your body goes through a transformation, goes through a change of kind of restructuring, but also your brain recognizes certain things that shouldn't be there, and it tries to eliminate that. We call that the histamine process. So if you experience itching or a rash or upset stomach, or we're just like, ugh, just almost like you just have like body aches or like a small dose of the flu, that is normal following a restructuring of our body and trying to detox. So as we are wringing out the sponges of the human body using foam rolling and vibration, don't be surprised if you feel a little different for a few days, but don't let that detour you from feeling your absolute best. Because in order to get to being better, we have to change something in the system. And a lot of you might not have ever experienced any of this. So take it in small steps. Try a little bit here and a little bit of there. Dose up however you want to, maybe a little bit of vibration, maybe a little bit of rolling, lots of hydration, so make sure you're drinking your water. And we'll see how we all end up, because we're all going to end up a little different because of how our bodies are constructed. So I talked last time about how to use a foam roller and how to get on it. So we're going to just jump to the punch today. Again, I'm going to start here on the Rumble X Plus. And I also have the Horizon Balance Trainer right here. I'll show you how you can work that through the rib cage here, how you can work it across the back of the shoulder. You can use that on top of your platform. Doesn't matter which one, but I'll show you how you can use the Horizon instead of a foam roller if you don't have a foam roller. And if you love using both, then just use both. You can have a different tool, like in the kitchen. If you want to use the spatula, if you want to use the spoon, if you want to use this handy scraper, you use whatever tools you want in order to create the outcome that works best for you. And if you have questions about any of this, don't hesitate to reach out to us through direct messaging, or feel free to text message me directly, 317-446-7971. It's 317-446-7971 of any questions you might have. And we'll try and get back with you here at Life Pro so that you can be the best version of yourself possible. On here, I'm just going to go on, I'm going to choose preset program 1 or 3. 2 is really high level for having upper body. You can also go in a manual mode and choose whichever vibration resonates with you more. When it comes to combining these technologies, there's really no rules. You just have to find what works best for you. I'll just light up all 3. So I'm on the Rumble X Plus. I'm going to use manual mode, which is the little zigzag lines versus the P. And when you turn on the zigzag lines, you're going to push it as many times as you can until you see all 3 circles that light up in the center. And then we're going to push play. And this is on a super low level. So the secret with using your vibration platform in combination with your foam roller is you do not want to use a high level of intensity of vibration. It's just too much all at once, especially if we're trying to detox and cleanse the system. So when we're on here, make sure if you're using one of the Rumble X series, your lights are going to stay in the green. If you get into a moderate or a higher level of speed, it's a lot harder to stay on the foam roller, especially from an upper body standpoint. Lower body, you can go higher intensity. So lower body, you might have seen me last week using the P2, but when it comes to upper body and the head being so close to the platform, it's not going to rearrange your brain, but it might give you a headache from just too much jarring. So just err to the side of caution. But when it comes to getting on here, you can also have yourself a mat out in front if you want to in order to try and equalize things. I'm going to show you this not facing this way. I'm going to turn my platform sideways so that you can see what this would look like from a side view angle. Okay? And we are in motion. Movement is medicine, motion is lotion. Don't forget that. You can heal a lot of the body's aches and pains just by giving yourself the opportunity with vibration platforms because of motion. So we're going to start by having a seat on the ground. And from here, all I'm going to do is lay, and like I said, I'm sore today, so this is a good day to demonstrate this. You can go barefoot if you choose to. I just happen to have my shoes on because it's convenient. But all I'm doing right here is just leaning back on the platform with the foam roller supporting me, okay? And from here, I'm just going to lift my butt up, so getting into a hip bridge. If you can't do that, it's okay. That's where the balance trainer comes in handy, because you can be at a higher level, and once you're on point, you can just lay here and allow it to work in vibrating and loose some of those tissues that are stuck, okay? Now, I prefer to stay on the ground because I feel more in control. Okay, so we're gonna stay in a more of a leaning motion, and all I'm doing is I'm just rolling back and forth, ever so slow, 1 inch per second or slower, okay? And I'm opening up my chest to the sky, and I'm just rocking and rolling a little bit at a time. If you can't hold your body up off the ground, that's okay. We're just gonna push off and come back down. So if you can't hold, then you can use another pad. I have another pad that you can get on Amazon. It's a memory foam pad. And so if you need to put this on the ground in order to lift yourself up a little bit higher so that you don't have to pick yourself up, that works too, okay? So we're gonna go laying here, and you can actually just rock back and forth, so I'm not lifting my body up off the ground, I'm just rocking. And then you reposition, and then we rock a little bit more, okay? Now, my arms are open wide because most people who have neck shoulder pain, it's because these muscles here in the front are really tight all the time, which gives us more of this rounded posture, okay? We don't want this rounded posture, we want to be nice and tall. So if we have trouble with getting nice and tall here in the pec line, or pec minor is tight, pulling the biceps forward, just laying on here with your back in contact with the foam roller, opening your head and chest up to the sky and just letting your head fall back, this already is going to make a huge difference in back pain as well as neck shoulder pain. And I don't even have to move. I'm just laying here. Now, if I position myself strategically so that I'm rolling a little bit at a time, okay, we can bring the arms together, okay, taking them apart, bringing them together, taking them apart. And if you don't want to rock and roll, just find your spot on your platform. You're going to push hands into the sky, open up, drawing big rainbows, let your head relax. Push up, drawing big rainbows, opening up. Now I feel this all the way into my palms. So if you're somebody who sits at a desk and does a lot of this all day, or you're holding a vibrating instrument, power tools, what have you, you might feel this all the way into your palm because that connective tissue comes across the chest wall. There's 4 lines that come together here in the shoulder. So just because you're wanting to feel it in the shoulder doesn't mean you're not going to feel it down into the palms, okay? So I'm going to push high into the sky, open up like a big rainbow, and then I'm going to turn my palms down to the floor like I'm taking a coffee cup and pouring it out, okay? And again, if you don't feel comfortable with having your head up high, you can lay back. The other thing that you can do is you can lay on this long ways. So we lay on this long ways. I'm going to have a seat in order to get comfortable right here on the end, okay? Slowly lower myself. And where you're going to struggle with this is that it might be a little uncomfortable for your head to be all the way down in contact because we're getting the oscillation platform, or the oscillation vibration. So in this position, you might want to go lateral and pulsation only. No teeter-tottering effect because it's a lot of jarring, okay? So let's try that real quick. Let's start over. And we're going to go manual mode and lateral. Lateral is side to side. If you have the Waver Mini, I will show you on that one. We're just going to choose a very, very low preset program and go from there. But for this one, we're going to go lateral with pulsation. So it's going side to side. We're going to try the exact same thing. And feel free to just explore and play. But these are 36-inch long foam rollers, so very different from those that are smaller. Yeah, and so this one actually feels really good. There's no jarring, so it's just sliding, okay? So we're going to be right here, and all we're going to do, if you take your feet wide, it gives you more base of support on the platform so that you can roll without falling off. I'm going to go more sideways on this so you can watch my body from a side angle. So we're just going to have a seat on the edge, okay? We're going to fall in line with our head, And if you don't want to feel your head jarring or if it's too much, you just put your hands behind your head, okay? And from here, we're just opening up those arms and we're pouring out. So I have my hand full of snacks, throw them on the ground. Okay, fill them back up, pour them back out. So we're just pouring palm up to palm down. This right here, without moving anything else, is going to make a huge difference in how our torso aligns, okay? We can also go, I like to hold finger pointing up, so push high into the sky, and we're just going to launch overhead. Coming back up and release. So we're pushing up so that our shoulder blades are off the roller. Push overhead, and if you don't want to come back up, you can push overhead, and then you can draw a big circle down to your side. Come back to center, push up, shoulders are up off of the roller, push overhead, big circle, okay? Now, if you're not comfortable with this, just put those arms down to the side and just ever so slightly rock and roll, okay? And if you have a lot of head jarring, you can go part of the foam roller off the unit, and yeah, so that's not as much jarring, okay? Or you can try the other end, where we're gonna be a little further off the platform with your head, and that actually isn't bad either. So at least you're opening up backwards. So if you have your foam roller off the platform, the most important section of your body is still vibrating from hips to shoulders. Anything shoulders above head is going to be off the platform, so you're not getting as much intensity, but you're still getting vibration. Okay? So we're here. We can go opening up. We can go palms to the ground, and we can just rock and roll ever so slightly. Sometimes if you close your eyes with this one, it feels a lot better. You're just really feeling in tune with yourself. And again, if you have a hard time being comfortable with your head on the foam roller, you can put your hands behind your head and rock and roll. And I'm getting my upper body, I'm getting my spine, I'm getting my shoulders. This feels really, really nice. It's a really gentle way to just shake things up a bit, emptying out that sponge, wringing out that sponge, and just feeling great. So we're just rocking back and forth. Now, from here, we can go rolling to the side. And hey, if you fall off, it's okay. I have fallen off many, many times. What I do want to caution you, you see my hair's in a bun today. If you have long hair, your hair will get caught in the foam roller. So make sure that you plan accordingly to that. So we're pushing up to the sky and we're rolling into the platform. Back to center, rolling to the outside of the platform. So if you're rolling on the foam roller, your arms are going to go away from or I should say into the platform as your body goes the opposite way. So it's a reversal type movement, okay? So just back and forth, and this feels really, really good on the shoulders, okay? Now, the other thing that we can do with shoulders is we can just draw really big circles, okay? So pushing high over our head, just drawing really big circles. This always feels really good. Okay, now, I've shown you how to work the spine. I've shown you how to work across the wingspan, if you will. Now we're going to get here into the lats. Now, here's a little secret for you. This is really, really uncomfortable when you hit those pressure points, those trigger points and those adhesions in the lats and in the rib cage. That's actually how I came up with this whole idea, was trying to work with somebody who had challenges with a rib continuing to relocate, dislocate. Super, super painful for that individual. So I'm going to go sideways on this so that you can see what this looks like. But what we're going to do, and I'm going to bring the floor up by putting a pad down so that when I sit on this, that I'm closer in height to the platform. So I'm just going to lean into the foam roller, and I'm going to take my arm away from the foam roller over to the other side, okay? And I'm going to pick my hips up ever so slightly. And all I'm doing is just rocking ever so slowly, just rocking back and forth. You can take the other hand up over top, and that increases the intensity of how much pressure is on the lat and the rib cage. So if you're wanting more pressure, just take that hand overhead and rock and roll. And if you want less pressure, then you can lean up just a tad, and it takes the pressure off of the side of your body in the foam roller. Okay? You can also go hand to head, and you can rock and roll that way. But we're going to rock and roll so that we're into the ribs as you feel comfortable. Okay? And we're going to rock. You're going to have to adjust the foam roller by moving it such. And once you find a zone here in the armpit, we're just going to rock and roll. Okay? Just rock and roll. You can let your head fall, let your head relax. Take that other hand overhead. Add more pressure, little rock and roll time. So you can use this as a meditation. You can use this as pain relief. You can use this as pre-workout or pre-game preparation. A lot of different ways you can do this. You can position your lower body however you feel comfortable. After we get into position, then we can go cross. So we've rocked and rolled this way. Now we can cross over the top. So if we are facing, doing what I call opening the page in the book, so we're here, we open the page of the book and roll across, you're going to get more deltoid, more bicep, tricep here on, more tricep, deltoid on the back, getting lat, and as you work across, you're going to cross over the spine, which is fine if you're on one of the softer rollers, okay? If you're wanting to get more through here in the armpit area, then instead of going arm here, this arm goes over the top, this arm goes straight forward, and we're just gonna reach for the screen and then pull back. Reaching for the screen, pulling back, and guess what? We're getting pec minor, we're getting lat, we're getting upper trap, we're getting mid trap, we're getting all kinds of stuff on the backside. So opening up, and if you want a little more basic support here, just adjust your feet or your hips accordingly to however you need to. But we can do this on both sides, okay? We can also draw a big circle around. So drawing a big circle around, and then you're going to get part of the scapula, the shoulder blade, on the backside as we're doing this. So we're just kind of creating a rolling pin on the dough, if you will. Your body is the dough, and the foam roller is the rolling pin. So it's a pretty cool concept. Coming back down. So once we go one way, let's make sure we reverse it and go the other way, so that the body can adapt, adjust, and receive. Now, we can go further away from the platform and work more tricep, okay? And this is just a little rocker action. I will just tell you, when I'm working with people who have shoulder pain, a lot of people have shoulder pain right here on the front. When I actually go to break down their body, they have a lot of stuff that's really stuck right here, and guess what? It is the worst feeling for a person to receive soft tissue massage or fascial stripping or manual release, the scraping, cupping. This area back here is ultra sensitive. So on the foam roller, if you can work through here, it actually softens that, which then releases the shoulder girdle back, and then the pec minor can release, and then the tension is off the neck. So if you have neck pain, have shoulder pain, you have to make sure that you're addressing this all the way down into the elbow, and you have to make sure that you're addressing the pec minor on the front, because it pulls everything forward with places over tension load on the backside. So where you have pain is typically not the source of the problem. It is just the weakest outlet of where the energy is lost and everything is compensating. So we take the foam roller away, we rock and roll, little core action here, get a little core movement going on, little hip activity, okay? And again, whatever you need to do to feel comfortable and safe around your platform and with your foam roller, you just adjust as you need to, but I'm using this arm to roll the foam roller away as I'm experiencing this, and I'm very sensitive today. You can rotate the palm, so if you got carpal tunnel syndrome, tennis elbow, this will help with all of that stuff, okay? And the more that we work spirals, the better, because the body is built in spiral mode, okay? So we can do that on one side, do it on the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to show you chest or across the ribs. If we have the balance trainer, it makes it a little bit easier. And I'm going to choose a preset program just to try it. We're going to go P3. So there we go. And what we're going to do here is I'm just going to actually lay into it, almost face down. Okay? And I'm just going to push. So we're trying to get right here on the pec minor. Okay? I'm just going to roll across, just back and forth. So rolling in and rolling out. Okay? So crossing over reaching, and then coming back across. That is going to massage this point here in the shoulder, in the armpit, which is an ultra-sensitive area. If I go through and do stretching in those areas for people, or scraping, cupping, it is one of the most painful areas, but this places you in control and allows you to figure out what works best for you. So rolling into the foam roller and opening back up. Let your head relax as you find motion. So if you go in with a stiff neck, you're not going to help your shoulder at all. Okay? So just rocking and rolling into it. Now, when it comes to the ribs, okay, we're going to rock into it, and from here, you don't want to roll into the organ area, okay? So wherever the rib cage ends, you want to stay above the ribs, where the rib cage ends. You don't want to go here into the soft part of the belly, okay? So we're going to start armpit, and I'm just going to rock into it, and I'm going to roll back and forth across, ever so slight. It's a very subtle movement. Roll back down, cross. Ooh, there's the hot spot. That's where my hot zone is, my friends. We're going to go a little bit further forward, rolling forward and back, okay? And that's how you get that, okay? So that's how you are going to foam roll these areas through here. When it comes to using a smaller platform, let's go over that. So I'm going to move the Rumble X Plus out of the way, and we're going to get the Waver Mini in position. So you can see this working with a variety of different units. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. This is the baby. This is one of my favorites. Now on this one, I'm going to go preset program mode P01, because the lower the preset mode, the less the intensity throughout. And we're just going to push start. And again, you can go long ways on this, but you just got to remember you're not completely on it, but the most important part of you is. So, and with the Waver Mini, this is just oscillation mode, okay? So you don't have to worry about the lateral motor on this one, but we're just rolling. Arms are out wide, okay? Your foam roller is going to exceed the length of the whole platform, so you just got to make sure that you feel safe on it, and if not, then we just go so that we're here, okay? So we're just going to go forward facing with the foam roller across the back, okay? Same thing, we're going to lift our body up, and we're going to rock and roll, okay? And so you're going to feel that throughout this whole shoulder section. I'm going to turn this sideways so that you can see all that happening. And again, if you fall off, guess what? I do too. So don't feel silly. If you fall off, make it a game of having fun. Put yourself a pillow there if you want to. But we're going to lean back, open those arms up. It actually feels so very good. So it doesn't matter what size you got. You just got to make sure that you feel safe, that you feel a flow pattern, if you will. Get into position, rock and roll. And then from here, I can go cross body, opening up, letting my head relax. Okay, so we don't be straining our neck the whole time. That would not be a good idea. Reaching across, back and forth. Okay, now where this all comes into handy, you can go back through the last few minutes and repeat all that. Where this all comes in handy with our horizon is, you can see that it's wobbling just as it is. I can get on here with the horizon, and I'm already like able to move into this with vibration, but it's a very soft application. So if you don't already have a horizon balance trainer, it is a game changer when it comes to vibration combined with soft tissue work on your own time. And the gentleman that I come up with this with, because of his pain in his ribs from having multiple surgeries from breast cancer recovery, we found that this worked better for him. And again, you just got to find your comfort zone with where you feel, you line up on the ground. And again, you're using a lot of core energy here. So just opening up, dropping back down. You can go forward, reaching across. So right now, I'm getting vibration into the rib cage, and I'm getting some soft tissue manual work that I'm doing on myself. You can use this as a stretch just to wake up, especially for hip pain. This will help with hip pain. A lot of different things. I see somebody reaching out. Yes, another brand will work. You don't have to, you can have whatever brand you want. This one is the LifePro brand. There are a lot of different brands that are out there. I also have the Bosus. The Bosus are almost, I find that some of them are too big around diameter. This one's a smaller diameter, but do what works best for you. Chest. Let's talk about chest. We can just drop down into the chest and open arms up. So opening up arms to fly. Working on overhead mobilizations. Okay, so we can do that. So that's an awesome one that you can do for core, for hips. When it comes to working through the lats, like we did with the foam roller, that does not feel so good after a while, you can roll through on the horizon, and the horizon doesn't crunch and squeeze and wring out as deeply as the foam rollers do, but it's more tolerable. So that's what matters. So if you have shoulder issues, just rock and roll into it, okay? And then we can reach, open up like you're turning the big page of a book. You're going to get posterior delts. You're also going to get into the lats. Reach up over your head and around, drawing a really big circle. Reaching up and around, really big circle, okay? So that's always a good one. And then, like I said, if you wanted to just sit on the ground and just open up your body, open up this way. Just opening up like this makes a huge difference in neck tension, shoulder tension. This actually feels really good. I don't want to move. I want to stay right here. So we're here. We can take our pistol, I'm going to call it the pistol, up to the sky, push overhead. Enjoy this position just a little bit. We can drop the hips down. We can squeeze the booty back tight. So imagine if you're trying to do a hip bridge, most people are going to lift their hips up. They're going to tighten up the low back and they're going to lift hips up. I want you to think about squeezing a $100 bill with your butt crack, and I want you to push your hips through the roof and squeeze that $100 in your butt crack, and that changes how these muscles are working, but it also changes the shoulder, so you don't fatigue as fast. So pushing the wall away, drawing really big circles. Really big circles. This feels great. However, if you need to drop your booty down because you just don't have the core strength to hold yourself up, it's all right. No downside to that. You do you. Okay? So we're here, and I just moved the horizon a little closer to me. So we're here, and I just want to lay here and relax for a second. So let's just empty out the palms or empty out the cup of coffee onto the ground. We're pouring it out, and we're working that all the way up here to the shoulder, okay? And again, opening up and reaching overhead. Feels so good. Drop back down to a seated position. Push up and high to the sky, over the head, drawing really big circles, okay? So that is an easy way to do this. Again, the way I started is you can run long ways. So if you want to go long ways on the platform, okay, we can go long ways and open up, so we're experiencing vibration long ways instead of cross ways. So that's an opportunity. Yes, so getting a little jingle time going on here, right? So a lot of different ways you can do that. So that's how you can do this on the Mini, okay? So if you have a smaller unit, you can use the Mini just as easily as you can use the full size. Now, what happens when you have one that's curved? Let's go through that. So if you have the Pro, it has a much less curve than the 4D, okay? And so you have to build this up a little bit. This pad is a little bit higher than the bank, but it will work, okay? It will work. What you can't do is you can't put the roller across here because it doesn't contour with. So if we just make this part bigger, then it will like rock off the edges. Okay, so let's see here. And I'm going to use the harder one so that you can see how this works. And we're going to go, I'm actually going to try the P2 mode. Call me crazy. Okay, how would you release IT band? Cover that. You cannot release the IT band because it is a heavy connective tissue bridge of fascia, so it takes about 3,000 pounds of force to actually elongate that. So you don't want to release the IT band. We want to focus more up high and in the glute region, which I covered last week. So if you want to check that out, today we're going to make sure we're covering primarily all upper body today. So again, you can kind of build your space up however you want to. If you want to sit flush to the ground, you can. Whatever works best for you. So, but on this one, we're trying to equalize out foam roller where it's curved. And so if I take that off and I just put this on here, there's like a huge, yeah, it doesn't work very well. So if we put the pad on here and we go this way, and again, I'm on P2, okay? So P2 program with a dense, thick, hard foam roller, okay? Again, try and make sure that your head is not directly close to either teeter-tottering because it doesn't feel as good. But if it works for you, all the power to you, okay? I'm gonna roll into the armpit. Here's the thing, the pro sits up a lot higher than the others do. So I'm actually gonna build myself up here a little bit. So I'm not, hey, it's dancing. The foam roller, that's how effective it is. Quite effective, right? Vibration with foam rolling, quite effective. So I'm just gonna roll into just little baby rolls, okay? Little baby rolls go a long way. Reach overhead, increasing the amount of tension, pressure on that side. We're getting our lateral connective tissue line, which includes the IT band. So believe it or not, if you have a lot of tension and a lot of pain down here in the IT band, if you release from up here, or if you try and mobilize soft tissue up here, it will actually release, take tension off down here because it goes all the way down to the top of the foot. Okay, so we're just rocking and rolling, waving to everybody, little fun time, little humor here, reaching, okay, and so we're going to draw a really big circle, so we're opening up, come back to it. Just remember, you got to kind of position your feet to where you feel safe, where you feel stable. There's no right or wrong solution, just whatever works for you. Reaching up and over, and let's go reverse. So now we're going to roll into it, which, ooh, can feel that one today. Okay, now if I want to work a little bit lower on the rib cage, I can either move the roller towards me, or I can roll my balance trainer closer to the unit, to the platform. So we're here. So if I'm wanting to go more rib cage, which is really uncomfortable, by the way, friends, now I'm going into pec minor, into chest wall. So if you're a survivor of breast cancer, or you have had a surgery up top, scar tissue and management thereof, there's a lot of lymph nodes right here in the armpit, so you gotta be gentle. We don't wanna crank hard through there because we don't wanna put too much pressure on those lymph nodes. But if you do have scar tissue through here, this is an easy way that you can manage it at home without having to have somebody doing it for you. I'm just very slowly rocking side to side, okay? And so that's how you can equalize out foam roller with a curved platform. You can use memory foam pad, you can use pillows, whatever works best for you, okay? And again, if you don't have a vibration platform and you have a foam roller, you can do all of these things independent or in combination with. They work really, really well. These are made by OPTP. So OPTP, if you want to take a photo of that, OPTP Pro Roller. This is the harder density, so it's not bendy. This one is the OPTP Softy Roller. So there you go. OPTP Softy Roller and bendy, okay? This is my favorite, but again, you can use these on the ground without having to use the platform. So I'll show you how to do some strategies on the ground direct, so that if you don't have a platform, but you want to learn how to foam roll, we can include all that information in the same episode. You've got to love the rollers on that. It makes it so much easier to move stuff around. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to, I kind of talked about this last time, but getting on the roller, you're probably going to fall off, it's okay. But you're just going to position yourself on, roll on back, okay? We're going to start, we can start palms up or palms down, it's up to you. Let me make sure I get myself centered here so you can actually see everything. Okay, so we're here, feet are stable, and from here, If you want to make contact with the floor so you know where you're at, we're just rocking and rolling so slightly. And what I want you to think about when you're rocking and rolling like this, because it is a very calm technique, it is not a warm-up where we're like going really hard and fast. We are nice and calm. I want you to breathe in through your nose. And when you do that, your belly should get bigger, okay? Belly should get bigger. So breathe in through the nose. Blow out through a big straw in your mouth. Let's do that again. Breathing in. And blowing out as long as you can. The more you practice that, the better you get, okay? So we're just rocking and rolling. Now, if you want to go back to your infant days with your mom, dad, grandma, whomever cradling you, we're going to take those arms from sideways to giving yourself a really big bear hug or cradle. And we're just ever so slightly going to rock side to side. Not so far that you're going to roll off the roller, but just rocking side to side in a calming state. You can listen to some meditational music in the background if you choose to. I don't have anything going on today, but great exercise just to calm things down when you've had a stressful day. We're going to take those arms straight up overhead, push, 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 push away, rock and roll. This is the one that's really good. If your neck is really bothering you and you've got a headache, this is the one that kicks that. This is the one that really breaks through that stuff. Just rocking and rolling side to side, feeling great. And then draw big circles. So we kind of repeat the sequencing. So we push up, overhead, draw big circles, and if you can synchronize it at the same time with rolling, that takes some coordination, and you might fall off, that's okay. We can go arms up, we can go arms down like big snow angels. Whatever you want to do, there's no rules, okay? No rules, I'm just showing you the basics. When it comes to getting rib cage, lats, triceps, we're gonna go sideways on here, okay? So we're gonna go pushing high into the sky, opening up, and we're rocking and rolling up to down instead of side to side, okay? And as we get stable here, we're gonna drop our butt down, and we're just gonna roll into the roller, rock and roll a little bit, roll across, face up, roll across, little rocky, coming back open. And then we're going to do the other side. So what we do on one side, we'll make sure we do on the other. So reaching across, give a little rocky rock, push, and open. Okay? We're going to roll into the roller, reach and pull, reach and open. Okay? Lift on up. Just rock back and forth. Feels ever so wonderful. Feels great. All right, and from here, if we want to go further down, we can go further down. And that's how that's done. Really, really easy to do. And like I said, you don't have to use the vibration platform with the foam roller. You can use the foam roller by itself. You can use vibration by itself. You can use them in combination with. But most important thing is learning how to wring out that sponge that connects our body. We've got 12 lines of those sponges. And when they get full of gunk and they get all sticky and gooey, we start to get little knots. Or we start to get you almost feel like bubble wrap underneath your skin. And if you feel that bubble wrap, that is your fascial connective tissue that is just stuck. The skin attaches on one side, muscles attach on the other side, never-ending space in between. Blood flow, nerves, all that good stuff are all intertwined in that tissue. And the more that we manage it by squeezing out the sponge, rolling it out, and letting it fill back up, the better we feel. So I hope you enjoyed today. We can get into some more specifics here into the future, but I had my 46th birthday just this last weekend, and I feel like with LifePro, I have aged younger significantly. If you go back and watch one of my original videos from 2018, 2019, I was over 200 pounds, feeling really sluggish, not any hope that I was going to feel better. LifePro has been what is my secret to success. Truly has changed my life. The vibration platforms are my favorite products, but they have so many great anti-aging products that allow us to age younger as the birthdays roll forward. So I hope that you've learned some different strategies through our videos as to how you can help with maintenance, pain relief, flexibility, mobility, what we call pliability. It's bringing out that sponge and letting it restring itself. We have so many videos that are out there on our channels that provide a lot of answers and resources. So if there's something that we can do with you at home, don't hesitate to reach out and let us know, because that's what we're here for. And we've got some series coming up involving the ice tubs, the cryo plunging, and some strategies associated with that. But if you have something special that you want to share with us, share your stories. If you're not part of our Facebook VIP group, join. You only have to be, you get into that membership which is free, by the way, by just having one of our products. It can be any product. It can be the cheapest product we offer. But you buy that product, you get to register the order number. That's how you get into the VIP group. We approve it. People share their stories of how our videos in their den, in their living room, in their camper is changing their life, so that they don't have to resort to seeing therapists, doctors all the time. We still highly encourage you to see your medical professionals as you need to, but we want to make sure that we are here providing you free resources so that you can live your absolute best life. You can age younger as you grow older and just feel alive. And so we do that as a community. And so I want to say thank you for giving us purpose and for allowing us the opportunity to come into your homes and share this time with you. So I hope you have a most wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day.